Tuning in, sports family. Also, go to all social media platforms. Link will be in the description. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Thank you. All social. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, man? How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all tuning in. Um, yeah, man. I had some conversations yesterday. I had some conversations yesterday, and and I was talking about, like the streets, right? And I'm gonna talk about some other stuff, but it's just a reminder, right? It was just a reminder. Now, when I said F them streets, and I talked a little bit about Boosie. I talked a little bit about 21 Savage, saying that, and then Boosie coming to him saying, nah, you can't say F the streets. And then I turn to Facebook, right? And I see a group of kids fighting. One end up in a young kid dying and four getting shot. And I'm asking, because I had, a few people in the comment like, nah, man, the streets shaped us and the streets did this. And I'm listening. And I'm like, bro, this is what we protecting? Like literally, this is what we protecting? Little kids being able to have emotional breakdowns and go out there and killing other little kids. This is what we protecting? When I say F the streets, I'm talking about mentality. But this is what we protecting? Because if you ask me, Boosie psyched out. That everybody in the streets, to me, is psyched out because I was there. When I was in the streets, I was psyched out. But this is what we protecting? The ability for young kids to listen to these rappers, to people like Boosie, and this is what people like Boosie is protecting. The ability and the opportunity as a young kid, 16 years old, dying behind being able to be street. Because all that was a street mentality, first of all, to even have a gun. That's number one. Second of all, fighting is somewhat natural, right? You can fight. That's why I carry my gloves and all that stuff. But what are we protecting? And this is why I say, people like Boosie basically mislead your kids. These folks knowing that they misleading your kids. Just like the Cardi B's, they'll tell you, the Nicki Minaj, they'll tell you and your kid, oh, don't have a man, don't do this, don't do that. But guess what? They both got married. So they misleading y'all, misguiding y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I wake up to my babies out there fighting, and then one of them end up getting unalived. And this is what we fighting to protect. When we talk about the street, this is what I tell you. When I think of street, I only think of prison, dope, right? Drug addicts, death, hater, right? Yeah, you learn characteristics because you learn how to survive. You learn survival mode and all that stuff. But this is what we're fighting to protect. I don't get it. I don't get it. Bino was good. And now you got the kid who did it is now about to probably face the rest of their life in prison. All because of, man, you can't say F the street. Man, F them streets. You're dying. What? Over the color, being on the wrong block, you dying. You can't even be at leisure. And you mean to tell me that I gotta live by the code of F them streets? Man, bro, Boosie, bro, if you don't have a 1,000 seats, bro. If you want to fight, they got everything for it. They got something where you can go box. They got MMA, right? They got other type of outlets that y'all can go to, all that stuff. And I wasn't gonna talk about it, but when I looked at the Facebook and I seen this, bruh, when I seen this, bro, this hurt my heart because you got ignorant folks out there who's trying to protect this so-called street shit. And it ain't nothing good in them, bro. I lived them. You know how I know? You know how I know when a person ain't street? They try to get in them. They try to get in them because it's some type of glorified aspect right there. It ain't nothing to glorify. If you like somebody like me and you get that adrenaline rush when you got folks chasing behind you, shooting you, trying to shoot you and all that stuff, I guarantee you'll change that mindset. When you facing a situation where them folks telling you if if somebody die, you gonna be facing attempted murder or accessory to murder, all that stuff. You ain't experienced that, and I'm getting tired of all these coaches teaching these kids all of this stuff, this street shit. Put that shit to bed, bro. Put it to bed. I really want y'all to put all that street stuff to bed. Either you athletes, because I'm going to tell you this. You can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the street. You can't. Ain't nothing in there but death and trying to survive. And y'all got these, and so, not y'all, but some of these people got these kids thinking that this mess is cool, bro. And that's the part that hurt my heart the most. Because you got the kids thinking that it's cool. And you see them every time. You could get them to see. But when the last time you tell them, hey, man, even though I ain't really for school, I'm really for schooling. But if you going to have them go to school, how about telling them to be the best at whatever they do? All right, you in class, be the best classmate, be the best goddamn student, be the best person that you can be. But we somehow make it a bad thing for when you do good stuff. So if you somehow wasn't in the street, right? Being in the suburbs is somehow bad. It's somehow, man, you come from the suburbs. Bro, you don't know nothing about this life. As if it's somehow a good thing that you struggling. It ain't nothing good about it, bruh. When I seen that them kids was pulling guns like it was just second nature, and I'm listening to people like Boosie telling you, nah, dog, you can't even rap about the streets. Bro, that shit hurt, bruh. That stuff hurt. Cause this is the reason why I do what I'm doing to keep them babies from out of these streets and give them hope, and so they can start making money right now. This is why. And folks don't get it, man. And to be honest, the sick part about it, I'm probably the one that they say is a clown for trying to tell you not to be in them. And that's how psyched out some of my folks are, bro. I know every aspect, facet of most of the people in the street, bro. And it ain't nothing there. None of them folks ain't left. None of them folks can't do nothing because they got felonies. None of them folks got jobs. None of them folks can do much but go back into the cycle, which is selling dope, right? Or, selling weed or whatever it is. Who the hell want to be stuck in this damn, this cycle? I don't. And I don't, not no kid that I know, I don't want them to be in there because it's too much talent. And the thing about it is, and I'm not talking about y'all Pacific, but if a hit dog will holler, if these kids are that talented, as your being that is your child, how talented they are, but you still let them play in the streets, that's on you. That's bad parenting. That's bad teaching. That's bad. Because a lot of these folks, believe it or not, we got some ignorant parents, right? They be happy that their son got a name, out he halfway in and he got a name, you know what I'm saying? Because he about that life, right? They happy about that. Ah, yeah. You don't want to, what I'm saying, mess with my son because my son, he ain't playing about me. He ain't playing. Well, listen, you shouldn't be playing about him, which means that you shouldn't be allowing that person to be out there in the streets. If you got to move, then so damn be it. It ain't about you when you have kids. It's about everything that your biggest investment is supposed to be your kids. If you ain't investing your kid, you failed. Your biggest investment is supposed to be your kids. That's why I keep telling people, when y'all hand them off to these damn coaches, right? Have a standard. And if you don't know what standard that you're supposed to have, that's why I told y'all, keep coming to this channel so we can tell y'all what the hell, what the hell to do, how to go about it, what questions to ask your coaches, what to look for, right? How you should be moving with your kids. These are the things that we telling you, because let's be honest. A lot of these coaches ain't gonna tell you. A lot of them ain't gonna tell you, because it's this thing that if I don't teach you, you don't know something. You can't. You're blind to the point where you can't even see how I'm getting over on you. And then I'm saying, listen, I got a channel specifically for you guys that I'm going to create to let you know how to go about certain things. But then people don't come, people don't ask the questions, people don't do specific things that I'm asking them to do. So it is what it is. But man, what's up, Coach Trevon? I see you in here, bro. If you want me to, I can shoot you that link, bro. But yeah, bro, we got to change that mindset, bro. Ignorance is $1 trillion business. That's the last thing that I can say about that. Yo, ignorance is $1 trillion business, and they got something specifically for y'all, and it's called jail or prison, or the cemetery, where they still making more money off you, because you gotta go ahead, get the plates. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing is, I don't want to see that, because a lot of times innocent bystanders are the one that get hit. So when people always say, man, don't tell me how to raise my child, then that person that tells you, don't tell me how to raise my child grows up to be a killer, kill somebody who did care about their child, right? Now you telling me don't tell you about your child, and then you ain't told your child nothing, and then your child turn around and do something to somebody. But don't tell you about your child. But guess what? Your child affected somebody, because you didn't want to tell them what to do, because so many of these parents trying to be their child's friend as opposed to the damn parent. Y'all see me, I don't play with kids. I love them. Y'all know that. I love them. But guess what? You can't cuss around me. You can't. Because I don't condone that type of behavior. And guess what? I know that it might be some parents that get upset because I tell their kids that they can't cuss. But guess what? I don't care. I don't care. Because that behavior is not going to be acceptable around the folks that can change your life career-wise. So, it is what it is, bruh. It is what it is. I'm only coming to make sure that that these kids get an opportunity. But tonight, bro, for tomorrow, this morning, I definitely wanted to talk about some of the coaches that's gatekeeping, man. We gotta get them folks out the way. And when I say gatekeeping, I'm talking about coaches that have the information but withheld information, right? Coaches that know, right, what it takes for a team and an organization to be successful withholding information. And the reason why I'm getting on y'all is because you got to remember, I understand that you as a coach, you want to coach your kids to be competitive, but you got to remember them coaches that's out there asking, for help. Cause I remember there was a coach that asked, he wanted to be a coach, but he asking for help and they telling him, you better go somewhere and go on YouTube, that you better do this. Listen, bro, we all got something in common. What we have in common is that we're trying to maximize the opportunity. Well, at least that's what it's supposed to be about. Maximize the opportunity for these kids to become successful in life, whether it's football, whether it's track, whether it's a career in a job, whether it's starting your own business. Our whole motive, it needs to be to make sure that these kids maximize their opportunity. I seen this guy, right? He was trying to make it to the NFL, right? He ended up getting cut, and he was talking about his process, how he thought he was gonna make a team, end up getting cut, didn't turn out the way that he wanted it to, and then he said, "Man, listen, I don't know what to do after this. I've never had a job. I've never applied to a job. I don't know what it's like to work a job, right? I ain't never did that." And so that let me know, and it further motivated me to say, listen, Ken, you on the right track. You're on the right track because they're creating this platform will help so many people that seeking the knowledge understand that, listen, bro, y'all can become successful, right, by listening to this channel and applying some of the knowledge that I'm trying to give to y'all, right? And KP, I seen you, bro. Definitely hit me up. Hit me up. But here's why. You got kids that all they were taught was X's and O's. And then we expect them to know out of that process, because you never really learn about business until you in college. But we expect in that process for them to know how to write a business proposal, how to do essays, how to do anything. I mean, how to LLC, how to write grants, how to maximize opportunities, how to apply, how to do resumes, how to do all these things. And the only thing that we ever really taught them was X's and O's. School ain't teaching them, because school is designed, only for you to be is designed for you to be a worker. But when you're an athlete and that's all you've ever known, then once the person that always was an athlete no longer have them $1 million checks coming in, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to invest. So therefore, they're going to go to a financial advisor. And then that financial advisor going to do what? They're going to invest their money aggressively. How do I know? Ken, how do you know this? Maybe because I went to school for finance. Maybe because I actually declined a corporate spot to be with the kids to help them, right? You will have a lot of investors, right? Financial advisors, because sometimes they can get a percentage or whatever, but they will invest your money, right? And they will do it aggressively. They will lose millions and millions of your dollars, right? And then there's nothing that you can do about it. Just ask somebody like Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown lost $22 million dealing with a financial advisor. But why do you got to deal with a financial advisor? Because you don't know how money works. Why? Because Ken was out there telling all of these damn parents, listen, get your kid an LLC, right? Start applying to these companies where you can get paid. Start taking your child education serious. Start doing these things, right? worried about money, start investing your money, start doing specific things. And hey, as a parent, I didn't listen because I knew it all, right? Then my kid get to a certain point where he don't know much of anything other than football or basketball or baseball. And now that he's retired, he's losing all his money because he don't know how to bring any other money in. He don't know how to bring in residual income. He don't know how to create residual income. He don't know how to invest. He got to use a financial advisor that's messing him over. Then on top of that, you got family that you have to take care of. And then once they almost damn near bankrupt after 5 years, ask Adrian Peterson. Now we owe him millions because now the tax folks is coming. Y'all see? It's more than just X's and O's. That's why I tell coaches, listen, at least you can teach them the aspect of life and getting your grades together. That's the minimum that you can do because they have a lot that they're going to have to, a lot of information that they're going to have to contain, right? That I'm teaching my daughter and my son right now. You're going to have to know this information if you want to stay afloat. If you want to control your own life, you're going to have to learn how to become a business owner to where you're not allowing somebody to give you pennies, right, while they're making millions, right? The only way that you're going to do that is by educating yourself right now, putting yourself in a situation where you can create financial stability, right? A lot of these parents are losing a lot of money because they will refuse to get an LLC. If you need help getting an LLC, one of the things that you can do is you can go to Fiverr. They got people at Fiverr that will help you create the LLC, right? They will do it for you. All you will have to do is pay for their service. Okay. They will give you your EIN number. They will give you, you can do your SAMS number, right? You get your SAMS account. You can, you get your Secretary of State papers, all of that. You would get all of that. That's the first step. And guess what? You don't have to put nothing in your child's name. You could put it all in the company. You don't have to put it in your name. And then you can write it off. And guess what? You can get some of that money back. And if you're getting NILs, right? If you're getting those, you can use that. It won't count towards you. It'll go towards your EIN. And then you can write it off. So this is the game that these folks are playing, and we refuse to play it. Why? Because let's see. We so worried about them streets. You see how I tied that in? We so worried about the streets. So, I just want y'all know, bro. Y'all know, bro. I got so much love for all y'all, bro. It's crazy because it is very confusing when I literally try to give all of the insight that I know to folks, and all they do is either log off, they don't pay attention, right? Some people have came to me, right, and said, "Hey, Ken, what's the sauce?" Right, and that's why I'm gonna talk to KP when he reach out to me. I mean, really, bro, it ain't much. It's okay. Start off, by getting your LLC. That's the first step. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to do it, second step is just to go to Fiverr, man. Fiverr, tell them that you're tell them write a mission statement. When you write your mission statement, let it be brief. What is your overall goal for your mission statement? Mission statement is to my mission is to become the number one player in the world. Okay, that's your mission statement. Okay. Now after you write that, okay, you gotta do a whole bunch of other piece of paperwork, but you don't really have to do it if you can just pay somebody at Fiverr to do it for you, right? Give you all your information, your EIN, and then let you know like what steps that you have to take after that. But it's an easy process. It's very simple. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, we'll be on tonight. And I wanted to get all this stuff off my chest because I don't want to talk about it tonight. Then we got Coach Ratcliffe coming on for GIC. Also, man, if y'all still want to uh represent what we're doing, for the South team, for the All-Star event, you can't just come on. You gotta earn it. Earn your way on. Hey man, just come and practice, participate, and any questions or concerns, man, make sure y'all tap in tonight, bro. Tune in tonight so we can get everything out the way. Cause I told y'all, this is my trial run. I want to see how it's ran. I want to see how it operates. And then also, this is to let me know how many folks really represent or rock with me, right? Like they say they do. So this is what I wanted to talk about. Um, what he says the West is still looking for kids. Also, for the GIC, he says get with them. So hey, reach out. I put it on the screen. Reach out to Kevin Brewster. He says the West still looking for kids. Also, get with me if you're interested. So y'all gotta make sure y'all go and practice, and then with the practice comes whether it's after the fact, that'll determine whether or not you make the team. So there are cuts, so may not everybody make the team. All right, so like I said, if y'all want to represent the South, definitely go sign up. Right, let me see if I got the thing real quick. All right. One second. All right. So yeah, you go register at www.gicallstarweekend.com. So make sure y'all tune in, make sure y'all tap in, make sure y'all sign up if y'all want to represent, the South, which is what we're doing. Fanatic and I, K Motion, Monica, right? We got some other components that will be working with us. And we will make sure that you guys get maximum exposure, for the South as well, mainly for the South, because we're gonna also be looking to bring in amp quality. We're gonna be looking to bring in alert sports, right? So y'all can have that great quality, right? Y'all can have some really good video footage that y'all can use, because y'all know me. I like to do all-star games in its full entirety. So when I film them, I'm gonna do it in full entirety so the kids can take whatever footage or video that they have and they can utilize that, um, for their own personal portfolio. That's why I film full games. So either linemen, they can take out their videos, what they did well, or the D linemen, the O linemen, right? So they can have video of them as well. That's why I don't do highlights. I do the full game so they can see themselves. That's why I do what I do. So if y'all want to come and represent what me and Fanatic is doing, make sure y'all register here, right? www.gic allstarweekend.com, man. So we'll be on tonight. Any questions that y'all have, definitely ask. Because don't come in there with expectations, and your expectations might not be realistic, right? Shawnee, what is that? What is that? I supposed to know what all M's mean. What is that? Huh? What is that, lady? Like I say, this would be my year, my trial run. Um, if my folks, which I aim to please, for these babies, right? So I'm hoping that everything goes well. I'm looking to create a wonderful experience. This is my first time. And like I told y'all, the reason why I'm actually joining and starting is because a lot of folks want us to throw events. And so I say, okay, this will be the first event or first thing that I become a part of. And I want to see how, people really, show up or show out for me, that want me to do events. So are people really coming to, you know, support in the way that they say that they want to? So, it's just like I say, man, it's a method to the madness, man. So when people say that they want to do something, I always, put things to the test, man. So this will be the first test. And next season, we're also throwing a few events, and then we're gonna see how, people turn out as support for that event as well. So this is the first step. But man, make sure y'all tune in later on tonight. Um, we'll leave the line open as well. If y'all want to tap in or tune in, what I'm saying, um, make sure y'all tune in later on tonight. But we out. I'm out.